Turning your back on sin is only one single small part of repentance. Ask your wife or ask my daughter who scrapes her knee if the instruction of her not scraping her knee anymore fixes her knee. Repentance is not an intellectual concept of turning your back on sin or even the physical act of turning your back on sin, because when you sin, you're evolved. You're connected to someone. You didn't just sin against heaven. You sinned against your wife. You sinned against your friend. You sinned against your fellow man, which means that you can't just turn your back and not do that sin anymore. You have to make it right. You stole something from that person. You must give it back. You cannot just intellectually say, I'm sorry, honey, I'll never do it again. That is just like me saying, you shouldn't have done that. If you weren't running down the street, you wouldn't have hurt your knee. You have to give back what you've stolen. You owe something to that person. You see the difference in Hebrew and Greek thought? Greek says, I just philosophically, I'm never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it. How many men, and I pick on men because I is one, but how many of us have said, I'm never going to do it again? And it's not 24 hours later and we're doing it again. Here's why. It's because we've all been taught from a Greek mindset that repentance is saying, I'm never going to do it again, and purposing in my heart, I'm never going to do it again, and writing it down, I'm never going to do it again. If we would just do it the way that Yahweh, if we look at the Hebrew, which we're going to look at the Hebrew and the difference in the Greek, you're going to see this. Hebrew understands that it's a credit system. That you took something out of someone's bank. You stole it, and you can't just say, I won't steal anymore. The Torah says that when you steal, what is the requirement when you steal? You are to return it sevenfold. That makes it better. In Greek, it's, I'm going to never steal again, and if you really are spiritual, you'll give back what you stole. But ladies and gentlemen, giving back what you stole doesn't make that person happy, because you broke it. You didn't just steal it, you broke it. Ask any woman when you break her heart if you can just come back and go, oh, sorry, honey, here's your heart back. Silly me. You tore it out of her body. You can't, you just said it's real good, huh? We got some marriage counseling after this, right? When you take an organ out of a body, you are ripping things from it. Even if you have an artful, skillful a surgeon, there are stitches involved. It's difficult. There's time involved. You are invested and fully invested. When you take some from somebody, you have to give it back 7 times. That means there's work involved. It's difficult. It costs you something. Come and join us as we travel back in time 4,000 years ago to discover exactly where the holidays of Christmas, Easter, and even Valentine's Day come from. Why do we celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th? Whose birthday really is on December 25th? Where did we come up with December 25th? Where did the star on top of the Christmas tree come from? Where did the Christmas tree itself come from? Where did St. Nicholas come from? Are we sure that St. Nicholas even existed? Have you ever wondered where the famous phrase, ho, 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 comes from? It comes from the late 1600s when they used to have plays, and before the devil would come on stage, he would announce himself by saying, ho, ho, ho. Did you know that original Santa's elves weren't little guys that made toys? They were Krampus demons that would punish the children if they weren't good for that year, while St. Nicholas would give them gifts if they were good. Who is the Easter Bunny? Where do we get Easter eggs from? Why do we celebrate Easter on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox? Did you know that Christmas was illegal in the United States until the mid-1800s? Can we celebrate these holidays according to the Bible? This is by far the most popular video on the internet on the history of Christmas and Easter. This video has changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives, and it will change your life too.